Welcome back to the Whiskey and Wisdom Podcast, everybody. This is your co-host, Tyler Y'all, and today I am with
Chris Kellum.
And our special guest today is Cody. And as you may notice if you're watching the YouTube video, we have stuff in front of us that is not whiskey today. It is actually kombucha. And Cody has, according to the internet, it says unofficial, but in my mind, you are the official record holder of days in a row that you have chugged a kombucha.
Which would you like, Tyler?
But other than that, Cody, tell us a little bit about yourself.
But I had some great AI programmers plug it into everything for me. It's kombucha and world records. I'm the first thing that pops up.
Oh, that's crazy. What was Guinness contesting it about?
Kind of funny that an alcohol company, I think it was like 2000 something, they made changes where they don't do alcohol related world records because I guess chugging, and they had some
Good
people
point.
come up with some crazy world records they tried to do.
Yeah.
Which makes sense because somebody's going to get sick or do something unhealthy because that's the way the world is. But kombucha is actually supposed to be really good.
It is.
Yeah.
I learned a lot from doing this. It started as just something random,
Yeah.
but it's got so many benefits. And I did this for 844 days the first time.
Wow.
I had to stop, so now I'm going to break my own record because I left and did Beast games this summer.
Yeah.
But yeah, golden pineapple is actually one of my favorite synergies. So.
Oh, no way? Oh, I'm glad. Well, crack these open. I was shaking mine because I'm an idiot, so I'm going to have to let that settle real quick.
Makes it more fun.
Yeah, it makes it more exciting. And I have the gingerberry here.
Fortunately, I'm not chugging anything today. I'm just here to admire. I'll probably drink one later, but
It's good for you.
And if you stay to the end, you get to watch Cody and I chug a kombucha together for his streak that you're trying to keep, right?
Yeah, it'll be my 151st day.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
that is crazy to think. So, excuse me. I'm over here just thinking about life in general. Why did you switch? We'll start it. I'm going back and forth. Why did you start doing the kombucha chug?
So it actually started on my 31st birthday. I started just making a video every day to kind of just hold myself accountable. Like, I work all around a lot of creators. I do cool stuff in film and TV. And I just wanted to do something for myself that had, just as a hobby, I guess, something to hold myself accountable to doing something every day, no matter what. Because being self-employed, it's kind of hard to have a schedule and do things like a normal person. And I deliver groceries in the area. I've been doing that for like 5 years. And I just wound up with a free case of kombucha. Wanted to figure out a way to do something with it.
Yeah.
Found a group of guys on Twitter that were chugging one every day, and they ended with, on day 69, they had this big event at this public park in Wisconsin, I think it was, and they had like 38 people show up, and that was the official world record of mass group gathering of kombucha chuggers. So I broke that on my 1 year of making these videos. I transitioned April 2022, my making a video every day series into chugging kombucha every day. So
That's awesome. Very cool. So what was it, because of the case of kombucha that made you want to start doing that then, or was there something completely unrelated to kombucha?
I had already been on kind of like a health kick, just trying to make myself like healthier. I had lost about 110 pounds since 2020 and wrecked my gut doing so. I did intermittent fasting kind of as a fad type thing.
Yeah.
But I spent 2 years fasting 20 to 22 hours a day and then just binge eating in like 2 hours.
Oh, wow, yeah.
So it wasn't the best for my digestive system, but just the fasting portion of doing that, weight just came off, which was surprising to me. But I lost 60 pounds in like 2.5 months.
Wow.
And just continued to do it, and then finding healthier alternatives to normal stuff. Like, I quit drinking. I was 3 years sober on New Year's.
Nice.
Wow,
Congrats.
good.
Thank you. Thanks for inviting me.
Yeah, absolutely.
But I quit soda, so I basically, any drinks was the first thing I cut out besides water, black coffee, and kombucha.
Very cool.
Nice.
So you said you work with a lot of creators right now. So what are you doing right now with the creators?
I fell into this weird hole in the universe where I just live in this this fringe place. I was randomly selected to be in a MrBeast video. I think it was like the week before Thanksgiving in 2019.
Oh, wow. Okay.
And at the time, I was managing a quick service restaurant up in Hampstead. But that opened a lot of weird doors for me.
Yeah.
And I just try not to say no to things.
That's awesome.
From that, I think I've been in more MrBeast videos than anybody that's not on staff for him.
Oh, wow.
I've been in like some Eric videos, Yes Theory videos,
That's nuts.
a bunch of strange creators. I don't consume a lot of content. I don't watch a lot of TV, but I do a lot of background acting here. Like I've done Netflix movies, TV shows, any streaming service. I just like to be around it.
That's really cool. So how did you randomly get into your first MrBeast video?
So I think it was like August 2019, the first time I saw one of his videos. And my nephew I think he was like 12 at the time. So he's a big MrBeast fan. And then that's when I realized, I was like, this guy's right up the road. Like he's in Greenville.
Right.
Yeah.
And I think it was the video where he bought a car lot and then just gave out the cars.
Yeah, that was
the
funny.
one. Yeah, I locked in on that. And I was like, I know where this car lot is. I was like, this is like Winterville in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah.
And I was like, somehow, some way, I'm going to get in one of these videos. So I just spent, I guess, the next like 2 months just consuming his content, looking at where he was, and then just entering every contest I could.
wow.
So I think I bought my nephew a shirt for Christmas on his website. And if you followed him on Instagram and bought something from his store, you got entered in to be to get drawn to be a contestant.
Yeah.
And it was the first time he gave away $1 million. So I think Honey sponsored it, and a 4-video series where 4 people in each video, like whoever won, moved on to the final.
Okay.
But that video, I was the last to leave exercise bike, and I was close to 300 pounds at the time, had never exercised since high school. And I just wanted to make something out of it, like, cool experience.
Right.
So the first time he offered anything, I took it and ran. But it was like 12 hours on an exercise bike.
Oh, my goodness.
Yeah.
That's nuts.
I remember him doing that series. I just never got to watch. I ended up seeing one and then seeing the final, and I was like, wait, what happened in the middle?
Yeah.
Like, did you have to sit on the bike the whole time? You have to pedal the whole time? Like,
Yeah.
for those who haven't seen MrBeast videos, there's a lot of random stipulations.
I think the only rule was you had to maintain 20 RPMs. So,
Okay.
but that's harder than not going on an exercise bike.
Right.
Yeah.
So, I mean, no bathroom breaks, no nothing. You gotta keep going. Like, you can't stop pedaling the whole time. So I was ready to leave as soon as possible.
Yeah. So with the other ones that you were on, did they just like the character that you kind of brought to or the energy that they brought to the room or something? Is that kind of how it started?
I went in like not expecting having the opportunity to win $1 million from a kid.
Right, yeah.
Like, I just didn't believe that was a possibility. And, I'm happy with my life. I wasn't like in desperate need of a big chunk of money. So my only intention going in was I'm going to make the best content I can and just be hilarious. So I did that, wound up with the title Banana Man by the end of it, kept that going, and just met as many people as I could. So I think they called me back the first time the next week.
Oh, no way.
Yeah, which I ended up getting cut from that video, but that was another just cool experience.
Nice.
That's neat. So now fast forward, I guess, about 4 or 5 years. Did you apply to be on the Beast Games? Or is that another one of those things that they were like, hey, you did a great job. We like kind of what you do. Come on in.
A little bit of both.
Yeah.
I did call everyone I knew behind the scenes as soon as it was announced.
Right.
And be like, I got to be a part of this.
Right.
Like $5 million,
Yeah.
TV, like it's not YouTube.
Right, yeah.
Something different, something cool. But I think I was definitely one of the first people cast, but I did still have to do an audition,
Of
did
course,
an audition
yeah.
tape. Super easy process. And I think they said something like 600-some thousand people applied and 2,000 people
wow.
got picked.
Sheesh.
Yeah.
So
That's nuts.
yeah, it was a wild ride.
Yeah.
I
I
can see
was
that.
watching the Colin and Samir video, both of them, that they did with MrBeast, the one of all the behind the scenes at the beginning and then at the end right before it aired. And they said there was so many people, it took like an hour and a half just for bathroom breaks. That's crazy.
Yeah, it was a bunch of hurry up and wait. Like if
Right.
you've ever been on a movie set or anything.
Yeah.
It's a lot of that. So I think most people didn't expect it, but I go into every project with that mentality. Like I'm a piece of furniture until we're doing something.
Right. You can kind of tell that too. Like the people that want to complain about different things and stuff, like you could tell they didn't realize what they were getting into.
Oh yeah.
And I'm sure there was a lot of people that just 2,000 people is a ton of people.
It was
like,
insane.
there's no way you're doing anything fast with that many people, not including all of the staff that has to run it all and changing of scenes and cameras and audio equipment and everything.
yeah.
That's nuts.
As, I don't know if you saw, I can't think of his name right now, but they did a behind the scenes of the Vegas, which was like the qualifier to get on the show.
Oh, yeah.
Where he did a reviews of all the equipment that they use, like how many miles of cord they have.
Oh, yeah. Was that Mr. Who's the
gosh.
Boss?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's him. But yeah, that video went into depth on all that tech stuff that I don't understand any of it.
No, yeah, I watched that too because I'm interested in it. I don't know anything about it minus the like 3 pieces of equipment we have for this thing. And I was like, I can't even imagine what trying to, first of all, edit all of that would be like. You'd have to have a small army of editors for that.
Yeah, it's insane. And to like know how many people work so hard at putting all that together so fast.
Right.
Vegas was insane. Like that was the most unpredictable thing I've ever done.
Yeah.
Not knowing what I'm going into. And I actually quit gambling a little over 2 years ago.
Oh, yeah.
So I had vowed to never go to Vegas again.
Right.
And then I wind up in Vegas competing with 1,999 other people for $5 million.
The ultimate gamble almost.
Kind of was.
That's funny.
Pretty sick. So, question, outside of doing random MrBeast videos, what do you do?
I deliver groceries and I own an e-commerce store. I sell like records and music memorabilia and autographs.
Oh, sweet.
Yeah.
I'm always curious because, like, we always have people on here, and even, like, when you're watching, I've always watched MrBeast videos on and off, and you're like, who are these people, like, outside of it? And I think it'd be nice for people to be like, you're a normal person. Like, you have a real life. You're able to take a little bit of time off and have a little fun.
Yeah. I spent all my 20s in the restaurant industry. So I managed restaurants, lived a pretty, normal 9 to 5, I guess like 60-hour a week work life. Just tried to be a normal person. And that opportunity really inspired me to not do that anymore.
Right.
To see a 21-year-old kid just doing whatever he does to generate this amount of money inspired me to at least see what's possible to work for myself and not have to rely on someone else to pay my bills and just get out there and, if I know I'm not making enough money, that's on me and I got nobody to blame. So I've done a whole bunch of different stuff since then, but I love serving the community and delivering groceries was something that gave me the oomph to quit and go out on my own.
Okay.
I was using it during COVID just like everybody was. And I'm like, order my groceries for 2 weeks, tip this lady $30-$40 and go about by day. And then I was like, this probably took 45 minutes. This lady's probably doing all right, just delivering groceries. So I traded 80 hours a week, 60 to 80 hours a week in restaurants, which is, not fun.
Right, yeah, it's grueling work.
Yeah, to in the middle of COVID, going straight full-time delivery driver, making about double what I was making in the restaurant world.
Oh, wow.
Working like 25 hours a week. So it was
Can't
a
beat that.
no-brainer.
Yes. I mean, it does put miles on your car, but
That's
It's
what
still a good
Priuses are
trade-off.
for.
Right.
I haven't looked at a Prius in so many years. Like, my friend has one, and we were joking the other week because hers gets, I think it's from like one of the earlier editions, so it was like 2012 or something like that. And she's like, yeah, we probably get the same amount of gas mileage, her car versus mine, because of just how old it is, and it's like not as fuel efficient as like the new models are. And I'm like, you don't get 50 miles to the gallon? She's like, yeah, I probably get like 35.
Wow.
But she also lives in Raleigh, so there's a lot of hills.
That probably makes a difference too.
It makes a big difference.
I'd say my 2011 Prius was the best investment I ever made. I think I paid $7,000 for it. It's got 268,000 miles on it.
Oh, wow.
I still get about 45 miles to the gallon, but I did just blow the head gasket, so I'm learning how to fix that in my driveway right now.
Nice.
Very nice.
That's good that you're doing it on your own, though. Because
Makes
it's
it more
still,
fun.
yeah. In 2011, it was still doable to do that.
Yeah.
The newer vehicles now, they like make it nearly impossible. It's like fix your own vehicle. It's
Yeah.
kind of annoying.
I had a rental last week. It was a 2023 Hyundai Santa Fe or something.
Mm-hmm.
And I can't stand these new cars. Like, you take your hands off the wheel, there's stuff beeping at you, or like you switch lanes without a turn signal. It's going to start yelling at you. I don't like it. I'd rather just work on it myself, and I know how to drive.
Yes.
Yep. I had a 2021, 2022 Tesla for a while, and I was like, you know what, getting rid of this, and got myself an old Ford F-150. So
That's awesome. Yeah, much cooler.
yeah,
I mean, it's not that old.
it's not that old, but it's older than what my Tesla was.
Oh, true. So, jumping around like my brain always does, with all of your craziness in kombucha flavors, because I'm just looking over, I'm like, oh, fun kombucha. What are your top 3 flavors?
That's a tough one, and it constantly changes.
Okay.
But the consistent number one is the public store brand. I think it's called Greenwise, but the pineapple spirulina flavor. That's by far my favorite.
Oh, wow.
Okay.
Yeah. Second right now, that's tough. I'd probably go with the fall edition Synergy, Living in Gratitude.
Okay.
It tastes like a pumpkin pie.
Okay.
Oh, interesting.
It's so good. And third, it rotates. I got like a top 10, but I'll give it to Elixir out of Louisville, Kentucky. They have a harvest cider booch that was amazing. I think I'm a little biased because they just sent that to me like 3 weeks ago.
Oh, nice. Not too bad.
So, let's keep it in this. So, do you post your videos of you doing all your daily on YouTube, or like how do you keep up with it to make sure that you?
I need to start posting on YouTube, but every day I post on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, Threads.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's it.
Okay.
There's like 5 or 6 platforms. But I definitely need to get YouTube in there, and I've been thinking hard about LinkedIn.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
That'd be interesting, too.
I'm always not confused. I'm intrigued when I see stuff and they're like, oh, I'm on LinkedIn. And I'm like, wait, I thought LinkedIn was just to connect to people. I didn't know you could post videos. You could post like connections and chat with people. I just feel like a dumb guy because I just get jobs like in person.
Yeah, LinkedIn is the business version of Facebook in my mind. Yeah.
Yeah, I've been on LinkedIn like twice in my whole life. I just don't really get it, but I don't do social media like normal people either.
Yeah. So with the starting to post every day, is there not necessarily an end goal, but is there something that you're trying to strive for by doing that? Or is it just for the pure fact of just staying consistent?
It started off just staying consistent, and now it's gone a lot more into what I know that you're passionate about, but making America healthy again.
Oh, yeah.
Because we're constantly bombarded by really disgusting things that you shouldn't put in your body. And I'd like somehow to transform this into some way of spreading more of that.
Yeah.
I'm not really trying to garner an audience. This is just something that happens. So I have a really cool audience that they know I'm not trying to sell anything. They watch my videos because it's fun. I just try to bring a little joy to everybody's day, but they get really interested. So I've had some awesome conversations with people that had no clue what kombucha was, and now they drink it daily. They love my videos and tell me about how it's helped them in their health journey.
Nice.
Oh, that's really neat.
Yeah.
Yeah, when I first tried kombucha like years and years ago, I was like, oh, it just tastes like straight up like vinegar. And now it's completely different. So I don't know if it's one I've just acquired the taste for it, but I think also companies are just doing a much better job of making good tasting kombucha. And Panacea here in Wilmington was actually one of the very first places that actually turned me on to like, hey, this stuff can actually be good.
Yeah.
So
Panacea, big shout out to them. They're awesome. I love Robin and Artie. And the new tap room over on Judges Road.
That's right. Yeah.
It's so cool. You got to check it out.
I haven't been to the new one yet.
It's awesome. But you're right. There's a lot of different kombucha brands. It's kind of gotten a little popular. So more stuff kind of has been popping up that's not great kombucha.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
I would say just make sure it's raw and living, not pasteurized, because that just kills everything that's good for you.
Yep.
But there is any flavor. I mean, it's just fermented sweet tea. So
True, yeah.
they make all kinds. You got like ones that are hoppy, like have more beer taste to them. They make the hard kombuchas now.
Oh, that's right, yeah.
So, I mean, it's just great for you all around. Just get more good bacteria in your gut, and it does tremendous things. I've lost all my seasonal allergies like 6 months into the first time I did this.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
That's incredible.
And I actually, the 844 days of my original streak, I was not sick in any way, shape, or form the entire time. And that was almost 3 years.
Oh, wow.
So I don't know why that is. I would wish somebody would tell me,
Yeah.
or if like anybody wants to work on that and try to do some collaborations on finding out like why kombucha is so good.
Right.
And I don't know if it's chugging, because like Art over at Panacea, he tells me he drinks it every day, but he still gets colds and stuff.
Right, yeah.
But when I did stop was when I had to go to Canada, because I couldn't find any company that would. I had people like, I did have to fudge my videos a little bit in Vegas, but I still had medical at the stadium give me kombucha every day.
Okay.
So I didn't break my streak. But then when I went to Canada, I couldn't find a company in time to like sponsor and get it to where it was supposed to go.
Okay.
Everything's secret and everything.
Yeah.
Yep.
So I broke my streak, and when I was gone, I was sick for 3 days.
Oh, wow. Of course it was.
So it's got to do something with that. I mean,
Right.
I don't know why.
It's a correlation there.
It works.
So when you went up to Canada for the thing, I know it was like super secret and stuff. So how was the city?
The city was the coolest part. Yeah. It was night and day from the Vegas portion, the YouTube video.
Mm-hmm.
Like in Vegas, it was nuts. 2,000 people. Logistically, it was a nightmare for everybody.
Yeah.
But once you made it past episode 1 and we got to the city, food was incredible. All you can eat everything at Feastables Cafe. First thing me and my friends did was took off running to get our beds, because we were like,
Oh, yeah.
you know, Jimmy's there trying to give us a tour and show us everything. We're like, nah, don't care about that. We're going to go solidify our space and make sure we're bunking together. So I think it was Patrick, 930, my best friend in the world. He is an amazing leader. Like, he had garnered the biggest alliance of everybody there. So we had just these great people, and all the dudes. We ran to the far back corner dorm and was throwing anything on our beds just to make sure that we were all sleeping together at night.
Nice.
Oh, that's cool.
In my head, I'm just like, all I can picture is the old school days of like Real World, when they'd all show up in the house. They were like, all right, so what rooms are we going in? And they're like looking through to see what all the different rooms look like. And they're like, all right, we're going to bunk over here. We're going to bunk in this spot. And everyone's just like building an alliance and figuring out who they want to talk to and hang out with. I guess Big Brother would be more aligned to it.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was something I had no clue what to expect.
Yeah.
Like, it's unlike any crazy little competition video I'd ever done.
Right.
But walking into that city, like, there's 1,800 cameras on you that are hidden at all times. There's microphones all around you. You just gave up all privacy for this dystopian summer camp.
Right.
But it was like the coolest thing ever. I mean, we're basically in prison. You're known by a number. You got no phone, no technology, no access to the outside world.
Wow.
And you're making friends like you're 12 years old at summer camp again.
Yeah.
That's crazy. So how many days were you in Canada then?
Honestly, I can't even recall. It's the biggest time warp ever. I remember episode 1 on the platforms was 3 days of filming for that.
Oh, wow.
So it wasn't like quick. I think between Vegas and Canada, all summer long, I was gone for like a month. So, I mean, it was a long time, and then having no access to anything, and you just don't have any idea.
Yeah.
It
How was
felt like
that?
forever.
I know some people have said that it was kind of like cathartic to like not have anything and just get back to it. And I know other people were like freaking out that they weren't able to check like Instagram 15 times a day. Like, where did you fall in that spectrum?
I loved it. Like, besides not getting to talk to my fiance, like,
Right.
I love not having a phone. Like, I work on my phone. I'm on my phone.
Mm-hmm.
I hate the Sunday reminder that tells you. I think
Yep.
mine's at like close to 11 hours every week.
Yeah.
So I'm on screens all the time. So it was very nice.
Yeah.
We actually, Jimmy did, I don't know if there'll ever be a behind the scenes of all the stuff that never came out.
Right.
He was filming like a tour, and I was coming out the shower, pop up in the dorm, and somebody's giving him a tour of our dorm with the camera guy. And that's exactly what he asked me. He's like, what do you like about living here,
Yeah.
like with no technology? And it was awesome. It was great. Great reset. That's something that, I mean, I'd pay to go
Right.
away for a couple weeks in the summer to
Just
give it up.
we need more summer camps.
And I was thinking that too, right after you said that. I was like, adult summer camps need to happen.
That's a business idea.
Yeah.
I mean, they do have them.
I'm sure they exist somewhere, but I haven't heard of any like.
I've not heard of any for like non-single people,
Right.
because I know there's a singles adult like sleepaway camp.
That sounds like a problem.
Yeah. Oh no, I just saw it a couple of years ago and I was like, is this real? And I looked it up and I'm like, no, it's a legit thing. Like, you get a whole week where you're just like go with your friends and they do parties each night and you can go and eat and you can do a bunch of stuff. I mean, the bar world does one. Mm-hmm. I mean, you still get technology at that one though, at least.
Right.
Which is kind of cool. But I'm like,
So I did have a question for you about the game that I really wanted to ask. I didn't want to get like too like involved in like the Beast game thing, but you got out on the one where you held the ball for 10 minutes, right?
Yeah.
How did you hold it for too long?
Well, there's a lot of conversation and stuff that just never will be seen.
Right, yeah.
'Cause you're in there with so many people. But when we were on the towers playing that game, I was on floor 2, so we couldn't see the other side.
Mm-hmm.
And we had to be, very quick with everything. And I was the math guy on the team.
Oh, yeah.
So I'm a top 1% in the world Sudoku player,
No way.
just randomly again.
Oh.
But I used that skill to, like, with that, we were trying to determine how many people left. So I just kind of got the knack for being a math guy and really thought I could count out 600, 1 Mississippi,
Right.
2 Mississippi. And when time was up, I was at like 565. So
Oh, wow.
I was close, but definitely should have just dropped the ball.
What's crazy is like the few people that did get the tickets and stuff, how did they drop it so freaking close to 10 minutes? That's nuts to me.
The craziest one's Larrick. He's a firefighter in Vegas.
Oh, wow.
And the only thing he did to prepare was I forget what songs he sang, but he had 2 songs that he'd sing in his head back to back. And when he finished, they'd be at exactly 10 minutes. So that was his one random thing that he had like done to prepare.
practice, yeah.
And I mean, it worked out perfectly for him.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Sheesh.
What are the odds of that?
He's a lot of interesting people.
Right. That's
Very.
nuts. So I know you had a few people that you had known going into it, right? And you made some friends along the way too.
Oh, yeah.
I know the one thing that people talk about during the episodes is like just the connections that you make, because that's the only thing you can do there. Was it really truly that like getting bonded so much quicker, I guess you could say, than like the real world, just because of the constant time together?
100%. I don't even know how to explain it. It's something like with no technology, you're around these people 24/7. They become like your best friends. And my best friend in the world, Patrick, we actually spent 2.5 years of behind the scenes work trying to get him in a MrBeast video.
Oh, no way.
So this was like the culmination of our whole relationship. And like he met me trying to get on MrBeast. And that just became this beautiful friendship, like unlike
That's
I'd
so
ever
cool.
known in my life. So we went in with that. And then he's such a people person that he got this giant group of people together. I think there was like 20 of us starting from Vegas. And then from Vegas, all of us made it to Canada. And then episode 3, we lost a good amount of people, like probably 4 or 5. But putting the people he put together was incredible. And then Jeremy 991 on the show.
Yeah.
I met him doing the 100 people in the circle video back in like 2021, and I think that's MrBeast like number 2 most watched video.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So me and him had gotten pretty close over the years, but this summer, like, we're brothers.
Yeah.
And they made him look crazy on TV, but that's one of my best friends in the world.
That's neat.
And there's nothing fake about what he did. Like, that's a man of God.
Yeah.
He struggles every day and prays about everything. And
Yeah.
he's not afraid to do that in front of anyone. And I can't thank him enough for being such a good friend while I was there.
That's neat.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was one of the people I got drawn to in the show too. I was like, I like that guy. That's a cool guy. But his full-time job is working with polar bears or something.
Yeah, he's a like nature videographer.
Oh, okay.
So he's got the best stories. Like
I'm sure. Yeah.
he fought a polar bear with a kitchen spatula one time. He worked on this documentary that Togo, the dog sledding dog,
Yeah.
that Balto and everything
Yeah,
is about, like getting the medicine to the people in time. They actually just saved the musher who owned Togo's cabin from a landfill in Alaska
Oh, wow.
and made like a documentary talking about the whole story. And then I think they're recreating the route that Togo took and like filming all that.
Wow.
It just has like the best stories ever.
That is really cool.
Yeah, like one of the coolest, nicest guys in the world that does what he loves, and is
That's neat.
such a motivation and inspiration to just go out and live your dreams.
Yeah, that's cool. So I know we talked a lot about the people that you kind of came around during the show. Was it kind of like cliquey too, that people just kind of had their little groups that they kind of hung out in, or was it generally kind of like people kind of got along relatively well?
Definitely both.
Yeah.
And whittling it down, the people that were cliquey and not trying to make more friends and meet people, they weeded themselves out quick.
Yeah.
So once we got to the city, like I wake up at like 5 a.m. every day, even without a clock, and I was trying to walk 5 miles a day just around the perimeter of the city.
That's crazy.
So I'd see everybody when they woke up, trying to meet somebody new.
Yeah.
I'm not a competitive person. I'm just a chill guy. So I was there. I didn't expect to make it to Canada. I got some student debt I'm trying to knock out, and we're getting married in May. So I was there strictly to make some money to pay for my wedding, but I didn't need $5 million.
Right, yeah.
I was just meeting somebody new every day, and then now watching the show continue, some of these people that I'd have morning coffee with and walk with are showing their true colors now.
Right, yeah.
It's interesting to see, because I didn't know a lot of what happened after I got out in episode 4.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so like Michael House, the prison Mike guy.
Yeah.
The last 2 mornings I was there, I had coffee with him, walked with him, and to be honest, I did not expect to see him this far along.
That's so crazy.
Yes. I'm trying to think, like, when you build these relationships, it's very interesting, the person you meet in reality, and you're like, okay, this is the guy, versus what you see in an edit.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And I think people in general forget that sometimes. Like, some people are like, oh, I don't like that person. I'm like, you realize that they were being filmed for days, if not weeks on end. They have to make an edit of something to make you like or dislike people. So I say that so people realize, like, hey, go meet the person before you judge them.
100%.
Yeah.
TV is fake, no matter how reality it is.
Yes.
Like, it's all entertainment. But I will say the person that I don't think they'll ever be able to make look bad is 831 Jeff.
Yeah.
I hope he goes all the way. He's the most beautiful man I've ever met in my life, and he's become like a mentor to me since I met him in Vegas. We are on the phone whenever I need him. He's there, and same to him. And seeing his family in that last episode come out,
Oh, yeah.
I teared up, like I cried. His son is such a beautiful human being.
Yeah.
Like, that guy, he's got a rare brain disease that his brain can't receive creatine. And it's just a super undiagnosed thing, like something that they're really just finding out about. And he was there to raise money for awareness.
Oh,
and
wow.
to help find a cure. And like, that man deserves everything. Like,
Yeah.
I just don't know anything about, like, I can't say enough good things about Jeff.
Yeah.
I think you're right too, because like watching it and seeing the edits of him, like, it's always the most wholesome stuff all the time. And, like, it seems like for almost everyone, they try to get someone in a bad light just for a second. And they were never able to do that with him. He just only had good things to say every single time the camera was on him.
Yeah, and that's when the cameras were off, too.
Yeah.
That's me and him. So in the bunks, Jeff was on the corner on the bottom. They're all bunk beds.
Yeah.
Jeremy's right above him. I'm right here. Patrick 930's under me.
Oh, wow.
So, I mean, we had been together since the beginning, and it's amazing to see two of them make it to the top 10 like this.
That's crazy.
Yeah. Like, while we were there, I think there was only one day where we actually had time to kind of do whatever you wanted.
Mm-hmm.
And Jeremy put together the most beautiful church service that I think I've ever been to.
Oh, wow.
But it was incredible, like, the amount of people there that were just longing for something.
Yeah.
And the way that Jeremy and Jeff and all these people brought together the goodness out of all these people, because at the end of the day, they're still competing for $5 million.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So it's very cool to see.
Yeah. That is neat.
Yeah.
I think it's Jeff that's been doing like the Beast Files or something like that. I've been watching his too. And that was even before I knew you guys knew each other. And I was listening to one of his, and he was like naming a few people, and he's like, we lost some good ones in like Cody. And I'm like, oh, like that's that Cody. Yep. Like that's that Cody. And so like that was pretty cool. And then I started talking to you about it, and then I realized like how close all you guys were and stuff. So like that was really neat.
I got them all drinking kombucha now.
Oh, no way.
Yeah, I think me and him are doing a chug. Soon as Fizza, this company out of Charleston, they've been awesome during this, but I've got them shipping Jeremy kombucha now. Like, Jeff's
awesome.
getting kombucha. They just wanted to be like the kombucha sponsor for all this, which is super cool of them. And I mean, I love it. I mean, get everybody a little more healthy.
Right.
That is
I love
sick.
that.
So, question, because you've been on a bunch of episodes, so like MrBeast stuff. Have you applied for other things? Like, I'm thinking like Survivor or The Amazing Race, anything crazy like that?
Me personally, no.
Oh.
I'm trying to do some game shows now.
Okay.
This summer definitely showed me that I'm not trying to do any reality TV, nothing. Like, I don't want to be away from home that long.
Okay.
That's a whole nother world. And like you said, you don't know what you're going to look like on TV.
Yeah.
So that's always in the back of your head when you're doing this, because we have no clue.
Right.
We're just living it.
Good
You're
point.
just in the well, and that's why I was, because I knew you were gone for like a month, and I was like, I wonder if you do it again, because like if you do, because I know Survivor, Amazing Race, you're gone for minimum a month. Typically, it's almost like 2.
Yeah.
And it's like 0 connection.
I've actually this year I've met a lot of people that have been on Survivor. Very interesting conversations. And my buddy Patrick 930, that's his next goal. He wants to be on Survivor.
Oh, nice. Okay.
So I see why people want to do it. It's not for me. That's a whole lot of different type of person right there.
Yes. I remember, well, me and my wife were watching it from start to finish during COVID, and I was like, I could potentially do this. And then I was like, no, I can't. Because the originals were harder because it was 39 days.
Yeah.
If you survive the whole time. And I'm like, I don't know if I really want to be gone for 39 days plus the week to 2 weeks on the front end, however much on the back end. And then now they shortened it a little bit. But still, you're also getting a lot less food. And I like food.
I think I'm kind of spoiled from wanting to do. The only one I've ever thought about, like, I'd do this, would be Alone. The one where you're just by yourself in the wilderness. That would be cool, but what's the prize? Like $500,000?
Right.
Yeah.
I've been in so many MrBeast videos, like I've lost millions of dollars.
Right.
I've competed for over $1 million twice. Like I played a game of hide and seek for like 2 hours for $70,000. So I don't understand how people go out and do those things for just that amount of money. Like,
Right. That is true. MrBeast is kind of changing the game when it comes to grand prizes.
Spoiled me because like I want to do like Wheel of Fortune or something, but what are you going to walk away with? 10 grand?
Exactly.
Come on.
Gosh. Yeah, he's definitely up the ante.
Yeah.
We'll see where that goes for all these other shows.
Yeah.
Well, I'm going to steal Chris's question for this one. So if you could give the definition of success for yourself, what would it be?
Success for me, I mean, it's just not having a worry in the world. I kind of look at everything as I'm not lucky, I'm not nothing. I give it all to God, and every day I just, you know, if I got a roof over my head, like food to eat, I'm happy. So I'm just trying to get out of debt and continue living life the way I do.
Nice.
Like it.
So then I'm going to take Tyler's question. If you could tell your younger self one thing, what would it be?
Don't be afraid. Go for it. Actually, when I was a teenager, I was a lot like I am now. Then I dropped out of college the first time and tried to live a normal life. And I think that's the biggest regret I have. It's like I owned a clothing line and did Vans Warped Tour from
Cool.
16 to 20, and then got into restaurants. And should have never done that.
Should have stuck with the clothing line.
Yeah, just being creative.
Nice.
Don't be afraid to follow your dreams and just crush it.
I like it. So before we sign off and we learn more about you and where people can find you, I know you mentioned something about Jeff's son.
Yes.
If people want to reach out and help him out, because I know you mentioned too that you wanted to kind of shout that out, how can people reach that and try to help find a cure for this rare brain disease?
Let me just verify I got the website right.
Here you go. I'll let you.
But you can go to creatineinfo.org/Lucas and help them find a cure for these creatine deficiency disorders. And you can find me at Mr. Cody Strickland on Instagram.
Awesome.
Nice.
Make sure you tune in and watch all the kombucha chugs.
That's right.
Love it. So are you guys going to chug
Chug
some
on?
kombucha now?
Yeah, let's do it. We'll do it live on ours too.
Yes. I'm over here just watching these guys.
Plug this mic in.
For those asking why I'm not chugging kombucha, I imbibed a little too hard last night and slept a little too late. So now I'm just here surviving.
Yeah, I was like, so Chris, this is what we're doing today, but you don't have to because I don't want to see it all over us.
Yeah.
Later.
Oh, it still might.
That's true.
True. You should chug this one.
Yeah.
I don't know. Can you chug a hold?
I don't know. We'll find out.
All right. Hey, everybody. My name's Cody, and today's my 151st consecutive day in a row chugging a kombucha, filming it, making a fun little video, and posting it on the internet for you to enjoy. Cheers.
Cheers. How in the hell does he do that?
Peace out. I love you. I'll see you tomorrow so we can do this all over again. Bye.
And with that, we'll catch you guys in the next one. Cheers.
Cheers. I was trying to keep up with the same